going on, guys? Joe the Chocobo here, and welcome back to some more Troll Pack. So today, as promised, we're going to go ahead and tackle the big reactor problem. And you might be like, well, it's not really a problem, is it, Choco? And in truth, it's not a problem. It's really not a big deal. However, it would be nice to automate the system and to get this going in a way where it's kind of tucked away and not really all gaudy and all that. So what we are going to end up doing is the following. I'm going to rip out the Tesseract and these things right here. Oh god, the cryo theme is pulling. We're going to need some reactor casing and some reactor glass. So let me go ahead and get those two things. Reactor casing, there you are. Alright, so let me go ahead, grab these two things real fast. Just plug that on up. And let's just go ahead, plug that up. And then we're going to rip out these two things right here. Ow. Alright, and then okay, cool. Alright, cool beanerinos. So that is now all squared away and sorted. Let me go ahead and just throw that pendant back in there. Let's go ahead and chomp on this golden apple of enchanted proportions. So this, as is like, we're going to extend this out probably, and that'll probably happen in this episode so we can kind of flush that out. But we're going to also install some stuff in the back here, because the back is also important. Now, the way that the back is going to work is a little bit weird, so bear with me, but there's going to basically be two different, well, I guess almost three different parts of the back area that's going to be relevant to what we do. So the very first thing is that we are going to have our, well, I suppose that the best way to do this would be just to kind of show you what the outline will look like. So this area, how are we going to do this? All right, let's, well, I guess we'll make the control panel first. So for the sake of making this kind of cleaner and more kind of tight, not knit, but kind of just like a tighter ship, I don't know, but to make this all like a little bit more dense, efficient, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, we're going to actually kind of tuck this stuff away at the very top, because this part, it's literally a deploy and forget. We put this here and then we never worry about it ever again. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. The only thing I need to actually be able to see is, in truth, and I don't even have to worry about the reactor power taps anymore actually, because that's going to have a different spot. But I just have to have access to, oh, we lost the other access port, which we have to have access to you, controller. So this one, we're going to have to move down there, but the rest of it can be left up here. And what's going to really happen here is I'm just going to need, oh, I lost the other Tessie. Ooh. Oh, wait, no, I only had one Tessie. Never mind. All right, so let me go ahead. Count this out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not that I would have any version of an idea why that wouldn't be the case, but let me just put that right there. And I don't believe I have another access port because it was eaten by the cryotheum. So let me see. Let me get another access port in here. Alright. And then we are going to make this an outlet mode. So that's going to be blue. This one's going to be green, which is the in. And then this guy is, they're all going to need Tesseracts, but this one, I'm going to plop over here. I'm going to have to pull this off of the Choco Reactor thing because it's currently trying to export energy. But we're going to have to tuck that away. We're going to have to get another Tesseract as well. So let me go ahead, go /home goatfish. And let's get ourselves another Tessie, all in good working order here. So let's get a Tesseract, fill that up. Oh, I already did that. These are all full Tesseracts. All right, so I'm going to need, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole shebang right now. You'll see why we need this many Tesseracts. But I'm going to go ahead and just flip on up to here. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, yeah, no, never mind. That's going to be fun. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And I'm going to take these 4 and we're going to put them up here for the time being. All right, this I can almost promise you will be adjusted in the future if we ever move on past phase 1 of the base building, because there actually is a very important role that this will fulfill. But until then, we're just going to go with this. Now for this guy, I do want it to be on the choker reactor thing, and this has to be exporting energy from the reactor, right? So we're going to go ahead and set that up. I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking that by having more Tessies here, I don't know if this is going to actually be true, but I would imagine that this would mean that each one can individually start filtering in more energy into the Tesseract system at once, which means that the Tesseracts in general will have more things available to them. Whether or not that's true or not, completely irrelevant, but hey, you know what? In order for it to be symmetrical with my power outlet things, I forget what these are called, but I don't remember what they're called, whatever. The reactor power taps, in order to make that all like even and stuff, that's the way it has to be anyway, so that will be the game plan there. So let me go ahead, set this as well. So these 4 are currently all running, looking darn good. And then let's go ahead down here now. And then this we gotta do. So I'm gonna knock out we're just gonna knock out some of those bad boys real quick. And then we are going to just fill them out like so. And then here's the catch, right? Here's the actual spooky part of all this. We're gonna have to go nether actual and go back here. You might be like, Choco, what? Why are we back here now? I'm gonna pull these 2 offline, off what they currently do rather, because that's not what I need them to do right now. Well, actually, I guess I'll only just do 1 because we have plenty of snowballs. But what I'm going to do is, and actually, you know what? We might as well just go big or go home, right? So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to scrounge around for a moment. I guess I just do it this way. I should be able to get the hit. Yeah, there's the energy condenser. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. Whoop. I'm going to take that out of there. We're going to put a Yellorium block in there. Now, Yellorium blocks, of course. Ooh, that is absolutely full. And it's not sending it? I am not really sure why that's not submitting snowballs, but something going on that I need to know about? That white little derp dad must have been messing with us. Hold on. That's okay. There we go. So that's wanting to do some kind of work. I have no idea why that's. Oh, you know what it is? I know why this is happening. Because we had to unclaim something. We were helping Jerome earlier with some stuff, but we unclaimed the land because of it. That's what's going on here. All right, so we need. Even though this is actually going to kind of go away in the nearest future, but let's just go ahead, chunk load all this stuff. There we go. Okay, and then we should start seeing that everything's filtering out just fine. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to start filtering out. Although you could certainly fool me. All right. So regardless, I need to set this to a different frequency, and we're going to call this Yellorium input. Alright, so we're going to add that, make that frequency 703. So now that's going to be wanting to send Yellorium, right? Now, we're also going to have some Yellorium that's going to be in here, which I actually do probably want to remove. Wowzers, that already came, okay. That already gave me over 1,000 Yellorium, which is not what I wanted. Oh my goodness me. Alright, so Yellorium, let's put that all away. I do want to bankrupt my Yellorium storage here because I do not wish to have giant piles of Yellorium, as hilarious as that sounds. Also, let's drop off these uncommon bags. We did find a legendary loot bag from killing some of those little android thingamajigs, so that was kind of cool. But, alright, so that should be all the Yellorium that we can put away, that needs to be put away. I guess we'll even throw away the power tap in here because I don't need that particularly. Alright, so let's go ahead, go /back. And I mean, in truth, it doesn't really matter if I have snowballs in here or not, but on a very basic level, it kind of bothers me that there's snowballs on here. So we're going to go ahead and we'll just get rid of them. Doesn't matter if I throw them on the ground or whatever, I just want them out. That is not at all what I meant to do, but okay. Alright, and then one more time. Alright, excellent. And then we can just go ahead. We'll EMC these little stacks of... Nope, never mind. Hiya! And before this like actually destroys something that's really important. This one's continuing to make Blizz rods. I don't really see a problem in that, so I'm going to let that run for the time being. Alright, so we do have a yellow ram input frequency. Very, very good. So let's go ahead, slash back, and then slash home delta. And also, where's my bed pets? Because I would like to get the night away from me. Very, very good. And then we just have to go up, change the yellow ram thing into input, and then we should see that that is supplying energy to our little friend here. So we want this to be receiving items. Set that frequency. That is a snowball frequency. Alright. The snowball frequency actually isn't referring to anything, so it's not really a tremendous deal, even if that were happening, but that is not what we are hoping for. Alrighty. And so we'll just leave it at that for the time being. Now for this part, this is where things get a little bit spooky. We, for the time being, are going to kind of do this in a goofy-ish sort of way, but we're actually going to make a little sub-compartment just for the reading, right? And so what we're going to need to do is I am going to need... I don't know what I did with the controller. I must have done away with it. I don't remember what I did with it. Alright, so reactor controller. I'm going to go ahead and just lop this into here, right? And then that should be all good and dandy. And then for this bad boy, I'm actually going to call this cyanide out. Well, actually, I guess we can just say output. Let's do that. And then this is going to be on sending mode, so that way any kind of cyanide that's in there should be transmitted and going back. I may need some transfer nodes. I don't actually remember if that's exactly how this one works, but we'll see. Alright, so slash back. And I guess I'm going to want one more Tessie here, even though this is kind of redundant, but I'm going to need one more Tessie. And let's just flop it onto there. And then we'll change this into... Oh, okay. I guess I'd never change the name of it. Hello? Cyanide output. Okay, there we go. Now it should be switched. Okay, good. Alright, so let's get ourselves a transfer node. Let me see if it's working or not, because I'm not actually entirely sure how this will work or whatever, so on and so forth. I'm not too terribly concerned. Okay, it does not look like it's transferring items, so it looks like we're going to have to add ourselves some transfer nodes on the other side of this. So let me go ahead, slash back. And oh wait, the reactor was off. Hold on. Before we make any assumptions about whether or not this works or not, let me actually see. This is on frequency 703, so you belong here, and then you belong over here. Alright, and then I believe... Okay, good. So we do see some cyanide coming in, and that is exactly what we want to see, and then there's another one. So that is currently functioning. Good. I'm very glad. I'm very glad we don't have to make that profile any bigger, because I was like, I don't think that's the way it's supposed to work. But either way, it wouldn't have been the end of the world even if it was. Oh, you can't use... Okay, you can't use this decoratively. I did not know that. We're going to need to find something that looks kind of like that, I guess, then. So something kind of metalish. I don't know what looks metalish like that, like rusty metal. I would assume metal overdrive. Matter overdrive probably has something in there, but I don't know. I don't know what really would look a whole lot like. Yeah. I don't quite know what would be a good fit in this particular instance. Alright, well, whatever. Alright, so 99.9% fuel. Or fuel. Full. I know how to read English. Don't you question me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and activate this. We're going to hopefully see that it's going to run down. Ooh, thank you for the 10-bit cheer Diet Clorox bleach. That sounds really, really unhealthy. I just realized what your name was, Diet. That was kind of terrifying. Alright, but we're going to let that run. And what we were hoping to see is that, there you go. So we went from 99.9 up to 100. So we are always going to be running at full fuel storage. At this point, right, I don't actually need to monitor anything about the fuel intake or output. It's all handled by the system now, which is great because that means I don't have to worry about like, oh, you know, it's running out of fuel. The efficiency is not going to be so great, or, oh man, I have to go like really quick deal with, I don't know, cyanide overflow. Just like really bizarre qualms like that. So this is actually leaps and bounds better than what we were probably expecting for. But so there is the yellorium intake, the cyanide output, and we also have for ourselves, of course. Oh wait, was that? No, it's not. So we also have of course, the little power thing up here. Now people have been talking about these things called ghost blocks, and these are what ghost block. Okay. So we've actually this was way back in the day though, but we did actually used to deal with these quite frequently. And what was that? We got a 10-bit from KwehCraft 196. Take more of my bits, Choco. That sounds questionable, but I will let it stand. All right. I'm also gonna need a philo stone because I don't have a crafting bench on me right now. I am just a boy. All right, philo stone, ghost block. Sure, make a whole bunch of them, and then we'll just take a whole bunch, throw it into there. So it does look like that. Whoop, that is some really spooky tesseract casing. All right. Oh, look at that! It turned off. Oh God! Oh. All right, so number one. Okay, number one. The ghost blocks do not work with the reactors in any kind of good way, unfortunately. I'm gonna need to eat that and really, really hope I don't die in here. Or I'm just crazy and that's not going to work at all. Hello? Do I need reactor glass for this? I am becoming extremely confused. Oh, okay, right, because this isn't real. I'm sitting here like, why isn't that? I don't understand. It's because it's not real, Choco. Oh. Alright, so... Oh, dadgummit, we have to go fix this now. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted, fam. It looks like it left all the... Oh, God, it took some of the diamond blocks with it. No! Oh, God. I mean, the damage isn't that horrifically bad, I guess. But the real problem is that it's inside. It's in cryo! What a... okay. We can figure this out. I believe in us, fam. It took our access ports as well, which, I mean, I guess that's not really, in the large scheme of things, a big deal, but... Oh, crying out loud. Okay, and then just hit that up on the side. And then that's an outlet mode. This is not what we wanted. Not at all what we wanted. Oh no, what the heck happened here? Wait, what is happening here? Hold on. These darn ghost blocks, man. Ghost blocks, you're dead to me. We could have been friends. We could have been great partners. But instead you betrayed me in my final moments. Alright, so we're gonna have to case that in something else. That's not gonna work as that, because whatever that is made a whole bunch of bad things happen. Oh, at least this is filling up with snow. That's actually kind of nice. I don't have to redo that. That's kind of cool. Cool, get it? Because it's cryothium. Keck. Alright, So... there is... bad things. Oh, gosh. Oh, wait. Hold on. Did my control rods go too? Oh, for crimini's sake. We lost the control rods. Which also, by extension, means we lost the yellow fuel rods. Fleep's sake, boys. This is not what we wanted. Ugh, okay, well. Here goes nothing. Do I have anything that's, like, irreplaceable if I lose it? No, not really? Okay, great. Wonderful talk. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Okay, it only... we still have a good bit of the yellow fuel rods there. So, it's not the end of the world, but... certainly was not a nice thing to have done. Alright. So... yellow fuel rod. Oh, makes me wanna cry. Alright. And then... you know what, honestly, whatever. I'll just swim around this stuff for a while. That'll be fine. I need some diamond blocks. Do not try this at home. Not that you could, but if you could, you really should not try this at home. Alright, and then... something like that. Yeah. The series is called Troll Pack. What Choco didn't understand was I was supposed to troll other people, not myself. Nah, it's really called Troll Pack because the server is low-key the biggest troll. Alright, so we should have everything all outlined again proper as I burp inside cryothium, which is a very weird notion. Okay, I think everything is in good shape. Is anything looking like it's flowing? No, not in particular. Alright, so let's go /home delta. And I think at this point I just need to put control rods and then we'll be in good shape. So let's go ahead. Good lord. Please never again. Control rod. And I'm just gonna... I just threw my bed pet in there. Oh well. Such is life, I suppose. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'll even throw that away. Because I do not want to mess with it anymore. I've been hurt too many times before. Alright, and then that up there. Now that should have made this reactor whole. But I am not... oh. Well, Choco, there used to be a controller in here until you decided to explode everything that you had, and that kind of was a bad idea for everyone. Oh, there's also... Wait, is that a gap there? I can't tell if that's a gap there or not. I think it might be a gap, though. Alright, activate reactor. It's online. Good! Okay, so that's working again. That's good. Well... Okay, it is feeding the fuel again. Everything... Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is completely broken 5 ever. We are... we are okay, I think. Yeah, that all looks fine. Alright, so I think we repaired all the damage we caused. Of course, this does mean that we are going to have to abuse another snowman. If you are lovers of snowmen and you're like, oh no, the snowmen be my homies, please do not do this, senpai. I'm sorry, but this needs to be done, because otherwise we are just monsters without cute looking bases, darn it. I demand a cute base! Alright, Snow Golem. Come here, friend. So for those of you who didn't get to see this part on stream, this is how we got snow all over the top. This is what I meant by we took a Snow Golem and we just kind of pulled him around, made him do our bidding. And interestingly enough, they don't die from fall damage. So we kind of have to savagely just end them. Which I know. Aha, okay. Alright, so we have to unfortunately delete them, but that's okay. That'll be fine. Alright, so we got ourselves all the snow back. Everything's good. We fixed everything. So this apparently does not like to play nice with regards to adding anything that is even looks remotely like that stuff. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take some of this quartz here. We'll just make like a little blub. A little dew blub. So something that can house it all nice and dandy like. And then just like so. And you might be like, Machoco, we can see like a corner. Yeah, you're right. You know what? No, we can't do that. I was going to be like, oh, it's not a big deal, right, guys? But no, if we're going to do it, we might as well do it right? All right, so let me go ahead, pick that back up. And let me get these quartz stairs back out into the fray here. All right, so that's all looking fine and dandy. I have no idea what's going on with that. Okay, well, shucks. All right, so that's going to be the way that is going to look. Not completely flush, not perfect, but we'll certainly do for now. I guess we could outline this whole top area with reactor casings. But then I would have to do it all over. I don't know if that's really a good idea. All right, so we're going to leave it like that. I guess that'll be fine. Reactor controller. Ugh, this is going to leave a bit of a doozy of a problem. You know what we'll do? This is what we'll do. I'm going to put it down here because I do have a plan for this at some point. I wasn't planning on doing this, but this should do just fine because it doesn't matter where the controller really is, as long as we have a controller really. So we'll go ahead and leave that there, and I'm actually going to start setting this up for a later thing that we'll work on involving our little base area here. But for now, let's go ahead, turn that into a proper looking panelish thing. And you know what, let's just, for the sake of argument, hold on, let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anything really obvious and glaringly important. Reactor computer port. What is a reactor computer port? Reactor RedNet port? I don't know what any of these things do. Hold on. Big reactor Minecraft. Let's see. Let's take a quick little gander and make sure I understand what the heck is going on. And redstone and computer port. Redstone can be added to, doesn't explain what it does. And the computer port is utility block used to monitor. It's used to monitor or control a big reactor's multi-block reactor remotely using a computer. The optional computer port provides the finest level of control over a reactor's operation. Is capable of querying and controlling a reactor much faster than either Redstone or RedNet. It acts like a standard KwehCraft peripheral. I don't know what any of that means. But I do like the idea that it's able to control reactors really well. That sounds like a good thing, like a very, very good thing. So perhaps that'll be something we have to look into. I want to see what this redstone port does. What do you do? Like the redstone port and the RedNet port, I legitimately have no freaking idea what they do. Maybe they just provide like a redstone signal or something? I don't know. Alright, but regardless, let me try to make one of these reactor computer ports, because that can go on the other side, and that will look cool. And by cool, I mean it's whatever. I think it's gonna look good. Alright. If you have other ideas, then I don't know. You can keep them to yourself, because I think it's gonna look great. Alright, so let me see here. We are going to need, not the turbine stuff, because the turbine we will need eventually, but not right meow. Oh, charge items that require RF? Maybe. Well, I think you can do that already. Oh, whatever the case may be. Alright, computer port. We have gold, redstone, and repeater. So, gold, redstone. There's a repeater and some redstone. And then we already have reactor casings. Very, very good. So when you slap those two things together, voila! Computer. Hooray! Huzzah! And then we'll learn how to make a computer. Grab ourselves one of these bad boys from out here. Throw all that junk into the abyss. And then like so. Ah! No! Bad. Okay. It kind of looks like an HDMI, kind of. Alright, or like a DVR or something. But, alright, so that's not actually usable, so perhaps we shall do a RedNet port. Because I have no freaking idea what the whole point of that was, because that looks ridiculous. Yeah, let's make a RedNet port. Oh, you can put a monitor there? I don't see a monitor here, though. Huh. Well, apparently... Oh, okay, I see. So, KwehCraft is an entirely different mod. Okay, yeah, no, forget that. I am not going to do that, because that's like Lua script and stuff and junk that I don't particularly care to do right this particular moment, perhaps in a later point of time, but not right now. Alright, so what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to make some RedNet cables, which it's not going to tell me how to make, because this mod pack hates me. Alright, oh wait, no, there we go. So plastic sheets, redstone, and more plastic sheets. Easy. So let me go get some plastic sheets. And then some redstone. And I believe it was like do-do-do, do-do-do, then do-do-do. And RedNet cable. Ah, very good. Okay, wonderful. And the crowds cheered and everyone was very happy. Alright, so plastic sheets away. And then we're gonna need gold. We need some gold. We need some gold. And we need some more of that RedNet stuff that I just gave you. Alright, cool. And then we shall put these together and make a RedNet port. And then I suppose there's another redstone port thing. I don't know what the heck this does. Apparently I cannot make it because I don't have the redstone for it. Goody, goody, goody. Alright, redstone. I might as well see what these all are because I don't know when else I would check for it. So redstone port, let's go ahead and make one of those. Put them all away. Alright, as that flows over and attempts to murder me. Alrighty, and then redstone port. Let's go ahead and put the redstone port down first, because that seems to be... Ooh, okay. Input eject waste, output fuel temp, output casing temp, fuel mix, fuel amount, waste amount, output energy. Oh. Ah, I see. Okay, so the idea behind this is that you can add a redstone signal in order to control it. Like it's a remote control mechanism. Okay, I understand now. All right, so redstone port, not really all that useful for us. What about a rednet port? Ow. A rednet port. Oh golly, does this look confusing? So I'm assuming this has to do something with like traveling and wires correctly and stuff like that. So this stuff, as cool as it is, does not make a whole lot of sense for me. I will, however, because it looks darn cool, leave it there, and who knows, perhaps one day in the future we'll use it, but that looks fine. And can I TP too? Okay, sure, PD. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? I is here. I is here. Why is PD Steven the farmer? Do I want to know? Honestly, do I want to know? Steven? Okay, I don't understand. He calls me over here and then he doesn't ask to marry. Married to question mark. What? Wait, is PD divorced already? I thought he just recently got remarried. What's going on here? That's his dead son. Well. Yeah, we're not going to worry about the computers, fam. Okay, I don't know what PD summoned me for, but that was just strange. So we're going to go ahead and go away now. But regardless, okay, so the reactor is all good and running. That's all handy dandy. Holy mackerel, we are really over the time I was hoping to hit for today's episode. So you know what, that's going to be it for us. The reactor is now self-sufficient. We do have a couple of things that we definitely do need to do at some point, but we have to do one last check before we can actually say that we are actually in good working order, which is of course checking the power, making sure that the power is all flowing just fine. And I do believe it is. Ah, we actually have no hose in here. We do have to also get here. I'm just gonna let's get some diamond hose out here. Just get some, throw them in there. We also have to get our Tinker's Construct started. That probably will be what's on the docket next, in all honesty, for what we're going to be doing. So expect that to be coming up in the nearest future. Because we definitely don't, I don't think we need any more cryothium immediately. Why is there snow everywhere? How spooky. All right, well anyways. And let me go ahead and just confirm. Yeah, it looks like the power is holding extremely steady. It's ticking and it's just absolutely just chomping through the power. So, all right, we're all in good shape. That's fine. Everything is good. So the reactor is now officially online, self-sufficient. I don't have to do jack squat in order to make sure that's running. You can see here the power is going to be on full. Well, the reactor was off, which makes it very suspect whether or not I knew anything about what I was talking about. But I swear I do. It must have been that the power taps themselves had just a ton of energy just sitting there waiting. But regardless, now this is all self-sufficient and it's also on, thumbs up. So we should all be able to get this all ready to go. So either way, cool. That is all going to be set for now. We do have a lot more to go. So, you know, look forward to my soul being further ripped away into the oblivion. We do have a couple things I do need to build. farm-wise in this area, because I do have some farm things I do need to set up here, which I currently just do not have ready. And so we will have to get that done and ready to go. But that is a story for another time. Either way, that is it for today, guys. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, consider leaving a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. So take care, everybody. I'm dying. All right, and take care, everybody, and ciao for now.